Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to my 24th Python 3 tutorial. So today I'm again going to be dealing with file input and output, and this tutorial is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's going to show you kind of a cleaner and easier way to open text files in Python, or file objects, sorry, in Python, and then make sure that you close it every single time. And so first let's create a program that writes a string to a file, and I'm just going to be using the same thing that I did in the last tutorial, and if you didn't see that one, you can go ahead and just copy this down real quick. And in my last tutorial I explained these escape sequences here at the end of the line, so if you didn't catch that, I would recommend going to that one. So let's run the file, or the program, sorry, and then now instead of opening the text file as like this, so you know, this open file equals open what was it, file method, sorry, .txt, and then in writing mode, and now you have it open. There's actually another way to do this, because when you open it like this, you have to make sure to explicitly close it every time, and sometimes you might forget to do that. So an easier way you can actually do that is you use what's called a with as statement, and the way that this is going to look is like this. So with, and then you use this open function, so with open, and you put this exactly the same as you do normally when you create a file object. As, and then your file object name, and pretty much what this does is this will create a file object as whatever variable you put here, or object name. So I can open it as in file if I want. And this statement right here works exactly the same as this one up here. And so now and then you put a colon at the end, and then now whatever you have next is inside of this block of code. This with statement starts the block of code. And the benefit of doing this is that once you exit the block, Python automatically closes the file for you. You don't have to explicitly do it. Even if there's some sort of error in your code, and it exits the program or something like that, Python will still it'll still close the file. Whereas before, if there was some sort of error, it wouldn't necessarily close the file, and it would leave it open. So this way you can guarantee that it's closed, and I can still use the same thing. So I can do something like well, we can just do file.read right now. Pretty simple. We'll print file.read. And then that's it. And oh shoot, sorry, sorry, that's supposed to be in file, and that was my problem. Okay, now if I do this, it'll work, and you can see that it ran this. And now if I go, there's actually if I do in file.close, sorry, in file.closed, jeez, in file.closed. This is a variable stored inside file objects that can tell you if it's closed or not, and you can see that Python automatically closed my my file object, or the text file, which is and I didn't actually have to explicitly tell Python to do it. Now with this with statement, there's actually another way you can read lines pretty easily, and the way that you can do that is, oh shoot, let me do something first. I'm going to create just a variable called lines and set it equal to 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and open this up again, using the with as statement to open the file object. And then pretty much what you do is for line in file, so for each line in the in file, you can, if you want, you can add, so you can go lines plus or equal to 1, and then you can print the line. And so if you run this, you can see it prints all the lines, and then you can, you can see there this lines variable now contains 4. And so with the other one, it didn't add, you couldn't have a variable to see how many lines there were, and so this way you can do that. And pretty much the reason why this works is whenever you ask for some sort of value in a file object, Python will give you a line, because the file objects act as iterators, which means that whenever you ask for a value, it will return a line until there are no more lines left, and then it will exit this for loop. So that's all I've got for this tutorial. Just wanted to show you guys the with as statement, which is an easier way to open file objects, because it allows you to exit out of the program without explicitly closing it. And then you can also do cool stuff like down here. Well, you can actually do this, right when you open it, but this is it's easier because you don't have to worry about closing it. And so that's yep, that's all I got for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.